David, a goalless draw. Not too many teams would come to Dartford and come away with a point. What are your thoughts on today as a whole?
Yeah, we knew how difficult a game it would be. They're top of the league and have a full of really good players, and it's an excellent club. We saw how well Chippenham did here last week, and there's an opportunity. We are entering into a really difficult phase of our season in terms of who we're playing, and Dartford was the first game. We knew that we needed a huge effort to try and combat what they do, and coming out with a point, I think, in the big scheme of things, is a decent result for us. It's tinged with some opportunities that we had that we didn't manage to take. Often, once or twice in previous matches, we have managed to make a difference in those areas. But having said that, we had to block and we had to clear off the line, and we had to really also dig deep and come out with a point. So overall, I think it's going to be a very valuable point. There's no doubt about that. But it's just tinged with a little opportunity as well.
And I know you say this quite often, but I felt today it was a collective effort, wasn't it? There's no one person. I know Ben Dzinski made a few good saves, but a collective effort from 1 to 11.
I think that's absolutely imperative for us. To be honest, if you'll forgive me, it's 1 to 19 or however many we have. The boys come, that they spend the effort and the time and really try and put their bodies on the line. So all things considered, against a really good team, it's an excellent point away from home. From our point of view, we need to make sure that we prepare properly. We look back on what happened today, but we look forward and make sure we're ready again for Saturday.
And you talk about sort of missed opportunities. Obviously, first half probably the better of the first half in terms of the chances. Harvey Bradbury, I felt actually he almost looked like he'd scored there. Second half, I guess it was expected that a side top of the table were going to come at you a bit stronger.
Yeah, it's expected all the time, isn't it? It's as I said, they're a very strong unit and a really good side. So we had to make sure that we were as organised as we can, but as threatening and as energetic and as willing as the players show. We're certainly not disappointed. We know how hard this game was going into it, and we're coming away unbeaten again with a point. We need to make sure that we get even better, look at the bits that we can do better at, really look at the bits that we are strong at as well, and make sure that we continue to move and go forwards for next week.
And speaking of next week, Dulwich Hamlet at home at Court Place Farm next week. Obviously Dulwich there or thereabouts as well. I know we say this every week in terms of tough games, but they're not going to come to City and look for a draw. They're a side that are trying to push on as well.
No, absolutely. This league is as cliched as any league. Anybody can beat anybody. It all depends on what happens on the day. Pick the cliche you want. It literally is a really difficult game for this level. Every single time you go out to play. Dulwich are a really good side as well, and we have some really strong sides after that too. So we need to make sure that we're preparing properly. We're very much looking forward to it, and we will learn a lot. We'll learn where we are in the big scheme of things, and we will whatever happens, make sure that we are watching and learning as much as we can for when we come out of this period and go into the next period, because games come so quickly and so thick and fast. So we're looking forward to it very much.
Yeah, I was going to say, obviously you've had a couple of weekends off for certain reasons, but now the games really do come thick and fast, don't they? Yeah. Between now and Christmas, you've got 3 or 4 games still in November, and then you've got a very busy December, and that's where the sort of shake-up starts to begin, isn't it? Where you start to sort of have your aspirations as to where you're going to sort of look to target.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I honestly don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It might be a bit later than that, because there are many good teams in this league. Somebody might run away with it. We'll have to wait and see. But I do know that it's been really fantastic from the players, because missing the weekends isn't ideal. I think they do train well, but it's always good to play and to try and keep that momentum, or any momentum that you have. So that there's huge well done for the players on that, and they continue their attitude and that willingness to get work. But as you say, we are entering into a really exciting and tricky period going forwards, and we need to make sure we recover as well as we possibly can, and we look forward to going on.
And that was going to be my last point, actually. With the number of games coming up, it's not just about the results and how you perform. It's about sort of keeping your players fit, because it's a huge workload. Yeah. You mentioned before, players, part-time players with jobs.
And I don't often put this on record, but there's one or two players who haven't played a huge amount of football in our first team, and we want to make sure that they are very much part of it. We need to show them as opposed to just tell them as well. So we've got some decisions to make going forwards. We managed to pick up another point on the road today, which is going to be absolutely vital for us. But we need to make sure that everybody, because we speak so much about the collective effort, that everybody's up to speed in terms of fitness and absolutely ready to come in and do the job that's needed. So it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks, certainly. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.